So I want to show you guys some amazing numbers here. I really think this proves just how well the COVID vaccines are working. So this is from The Hill. Take a look at this. Roughly 6,000 COVID-19 infections have been reported in fully vaccinated Americans, U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Rochelle Walensky said Monday. Current CDC statistics show that as of Sunday, more than 131 million Americans have received at least one dose of a vaccine, and more than 84 million have been fully vaccinated. The latter makes up 25.4% of the population overall. The 6,000 cases referenced by Walensky, however, represents 0.007% of the 84 million who are fully inoculated. So, if you get the COVID vaccine, you have less than a 1% chance of getting COVID. Now, I got to go a step further because there's been a lot of misinformation or just flat misleading stuff in the media about these vaccines. The number of people who have been hospitalized or died after taking the COVID vaccine is zero. Zero. Now, I mean, I guess you could argue, hey, maybe they missed a handful of cases or whatever. So maybe there's been a few people hospitalized in very rare circumstances. But based on all the data we have to this point, nobody's ever died from COVID after taking the COVID vaccine. Now, you might say, well, hold on, but I thought it eliminates even getting COVID. Well, in less than 1% of the time, it doesn't. You could still get COVID if you have the vaccine. But again, it's not going to be a strong case, and you're not going to die. So, we discussed this in previous segments, but in the clinical trials, they said it's 90 to 95% effective, the Moderna and the Pfizer, and they said the Johnson & Johnson is 66% effective. But what they don't tell you is that all of them were effective against hospitalization and death. Every single one of them was completely effective against that. And the people who got COVID in the trials, they just showed minor symptoms. And so they still count as having had COVID after having the vaccine, but again, it's more mild cases. So, and I think that there are reports now that they're going to bring back the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. They're going to unfreeze it, the CDC and the FDA. And the reason is there's been 6 people who've had a rare blood clot issue, all women age 18 to 48. And there's been nearly 7 million shots that were given. So it's 1 in a million we're talking about here. Just to put that in perspective, 1 in 10,000 women who are on birth control have a blood clot issue. 1 in 10,000, and that's perfectly legal and allowed. 1 in a million, and they freezed it for a little bit. Now, you can agree or disagree with them freezing it, but it definitely should be allowed, for sure. And it'll definitely get us to end this pandemic sooner if we have those Johnson & Johnson shots. And I got it. You could say I'm biased because I got it, but obviously I didn't have any issues. And, now I'm actually officially fully vaccinated now because it was 2 days ago that I crossed the 2-week mark, which is when the government considers you fully vaccinated. So anyway, there you go. Listen, anybody who's trying to downplay the efficacy of this, I'm sorry, but I have to say it, they're just anti-science. It's just anti-science. The pro-science position on this is, I see the numbers, we do the math, it works. It works. So I'm here to give you the numbers, I'm here to give you the facts, and, some people might not like it. I despise Big Pharma with a burning passion. I call them out on this show all the time. They're incredibly corrupt. They buy politicians. They get their way. But that doesn't mean antibiotics don't work. And it also doesn't mean that vaccines don't work. They definitely work. And that's the case with this one. So these are very promising numbers, man. Only 6,000 cases out of 84 million people who were vaccinated. And those cases were relatively mild. Less than 1% get COVID. Speaks for itself.